Welcome back. This is season 1, episode 6, and I'm going to try to do these every week. I do appreciate those that have subscribed and viewed. It really helps. I think what it is because I see so many painting or artists out there that are doing this merely because they love it, and if they have a gift and they want to share it. Mine's a little different and unique, and I'm gonna give you a little bit more background because for those of you who are the first time viewing this or viewing my channel, I let people know, and why it's called Rob the Builder is because I was a builder first. I got my builder's license in Michigan, been doing it for about 6 years. I kind of specialize in decks. I've done a couple roofs. I've done a couple fences, actually. And it's fun. It's hard work, mainly in the spring, summer. But when the summer ends and fall begins, that's when my need for wanting to paint. Generally, it's in the fall, winter, when there's really not a whole lot going on. And I think it started during COVID, because you're basically stuck in the house and there's nothing to do. So I decided to pick up painting, and I'm actually happy that I did. And I just did it again for the joy of it. And it's really to see, hey, can I get this to look like what I want to look like? And are they good enough to be able to share? So part of my inspiration is for this painting was my trip to Florida. If you ever want to see and test your, patience, fortitude, what have you, take a trip. And if you're from Michigan, where it's always cold most of the time, go to Florida, where it's I always call it sunny blue and 92. Because I'm going to tell you something. Disney with your kids, it's an experience, I tell you that. I was like, the one thing my wife wanted me to do is, hey, let's try this roller coaster. Well, she knows I don't ride roller coasters. One, because I don't want to have a heart attack, because I'm scared of heights like that. Roller coasters, they go straight up and come straight down. Nah, I'm not good. I'm good. I'm the guy that holds the purses in line. So I'm those guys that, like the fathers or whatever, that hold the purses and the stuffed animals and all the bags, and I wait by the exit when they come out. And I did that a few times. That's because I don't really like the heat. I don't. I can appreciate it, but I'm a golfer too. So any of you golfers out there, hey, when I lived in Florida, it was, you either golfed early in the morning or later in the afternoon, like late afternoon, like 6, 7 o'clock, because it was warm enough to golf then. But yeah, I stood out there and I was like, in the heat, and Disney is not cheap. And of course you'll be like, yeah, no, it seriously isn't cheap. When you go and you want chicken fingers and you spend $22 for 4 chicken fingers and a soda, kind of rough. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but what I can tell you is that my wife went in to the store and she goes, hey, go buy the kids a sundae. We're like, yeah, no problem. We went to this, I don't know if it starts with a G, maybe it's Godiva or Chocolates or whatever. They have a sundae shop. I go in there. My daughter wants a sundae like me. My son wants a root beer float. When I heard $38, I was like, you're kidding. And then you're standing in line. You don't want to say no, because you don't want to look like that cheap father and, there's like 300 people behind you. You just give them the old debit card. And when I told my wife I spent $38 on sundaes, I said, well, it was your idea. Yeah, it was expensive. So we learned the next few days, I'm going to go to Starbucks outside the park. I'm going to go to McDonald's outside the park. So if you're really, really hungry, eat before you go in. There are some, candy shops and things like that. The really cool thing is we went when it was the 50th anniversary. So there's a lot of souvenirs and shirts and things like that. But that's kind of where it was at. I mean, a lot of souvenirs. We got to see the, what do you call that? The castle. The castle. We got some pictures taken. But that was my experience. And part of the reason why I want to dedicate this to my trip to Florida. I love palm trees. And behind me, I think I have a palm tree. It's kind of I want to do that. But I want to go ahead and I have a black canvas. Now this is a completely black canvas, and I put liquid clear. So it should allow me to blend these paintings. Now I do have my paints, and I have these. So phthalo blue, onyx black, titanium white, sage green, cadmium yellow, and Van Dyke brown. So I believe I'm only going to need these. So we're going to get started. And I do have some of the Bob Ross brushes. Yeah, and they hold up really, really well. This is 2 years. And I wish I had some more because I would have taken better care of them. But this was a chip brush. Now it looked like well, let's see. They looked like this. They have those little spikies in the top, but then I cut it so it's straight. So hopefully that'll give me what I need. So what I'm going to try to do, I don't know how it's going to work because usually on a white canvas, but when you're talking about blue, so I'm going to see, oh, I did forget red. I wanted to do red, so I'm going to try to find my red here real quick. I have a lot of paints here, and I do want to see where my red, is this it? This is hunter green. Forgive me while I hunt and look for my paints. And is this cadmium? Is this? Oh, alizarin crimson, right here. Here it is, alizarin crimson. And again, by all means, this isn't a professional easel, and I don't buy the most expensive paints because I can't afford that, right? Especially when it's a hobby. I mean, if I was doing this to get paid, and this was my livelihood, yeah, I'd probably spend a little bit, but this is clearly for fun. So let me try. I'm going to do this. What we're going to do is I'm going to try to see if I can do this where you guys can see. I'm going to try to put a little bit of blue in the corner. And what's going to happen is I'm just going to put some blue and kind of spotty. Okay? So, and then I'm going to try to do some red. But it's actually going to probably mix and be like more purple. And then I do definitely want to get into some. So now how that works is you go like this, and then you kind of go like this. See how that works? See how that is? It's blending in. The cool thing about it, because you can't see what you're putting on, you can see where there's pink, and like this. And you go like this. You don't really know what's gonna happen, but all we're going to do is put the little white that we're doing, it just shows off the colors. Yep, all we're gonna, and if you notice, I've actually divided it because this is gonna be, this right here is gonna be the horizon. I mean, you can add more blue. The blue covers it up. So like, you know, where it's scarce. If you want to maintain that blue skyline, you can the blue skies. You can actually do that. The white just shows you right when you're doing a. So. I mean, you can blend it and blend it and blend it, but I really just trying to go for a more yeah. So hopefully my big head isn't in the way. I'll sit so you can kind of get a better glimpse of it. It's kind of cramped quarters down here in the dungeon. But, and then what I'm going to do, and you're going to see here in just a second, you know, so I'm going to take, let's see, I'm actually going to move my brushes because they're kind of in the way. I try to talk while I paint because, oh, no, don't want to get that, don't want to get paints there, so I'm going to move that. I use some of the, so I have a lot of brushes, but as you can see, I mean, I have a lot of brushes, and I try to, I'm gonna move the brushes over here because I don't think I need all of them there. But, so back to the paint. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of blend this in. Kind of like a pinkish hue, you know. Yeah. So, you know, it's all right, right? Got a little red to it, maybe, you know. So then, and I got my little, you know, those, I have a bucket that I kind of cleans the brushes. I got that. But when you're trying to figure out, okay, well, what goes next? Well, then you kind of want orange. And since you have a little red, I got to get my little mixer. Now, again, a lot of times I'm doing this on the fly, but it's something that, you know, you really want to. I'm going to mix red and yellow, and that should give me a cool orange. Or I can just use orange. I'm going to see how this is going to turn out. I'm not sure. I'm going to save my blue and red, but I also have an orange, which if I have to dip into that, this is more of a, I just mix the colors till they get to what I, all right, so now, sorry about that, guys. But yeah, I'm gonna just see. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, because you really want to, you know. So you can see it's kind of orangey, like when the sun's setting. And I'm gonna go ahead and clean the brush. And again, these are the brushes that you get when you can order these. These, like I said, last me 2 years. They last a long time. You just gotta take care of them. I let my daughter paint, and she painted a painting, but she actually, when Bob Ross does it, he does it inside of like a deep bucket. My daughter thought it was okay to go ahead and do it on the side of the can, which she got paint everywhere. And, you know, of course, all of my brushes, she used all of them, and they were all like stiff and hard. And I'm like, Emma. Oh, sorry, yeah, that's my daughter's name. So she decided that she was going to. She did a good job. Her painting looked really good, but I was like, ouch, you know, that kind of. And then because I have a TV up there and I have my paintings. Well, when she did that, so she's got paint spray all over the wall here, and she got some on the paintings. So it was kind of I was a little miffed. So she was okay though. She tried. But anyway, getting back to vacations. I mean, I like vacations, but you know, I'm sure that people have had some vacations that maybe didn't go as well as they thought they would. And so what I'm doing is, if you notice, see when you put yellow and black, if you had a gesso screen, all this would be green. And so basically, you know, obviously. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put some of this, because this is going to probably reflect on the water. And that's kind of why we're doing that. So yeah. Yeah, you want to make sure that when you're doing your sunsets. Now, the trick is, so now I want to put orange around it because yeah, you don't want it to be like straight, like there's a separation. So you want to showcase some orange, but you want to kind of like, yeah, okay. So now what you can do is you can use a little bit of white. Yeah. And what white does, it kind of like, it kind of neutralizes some of the orange color. It makes it a little brighter. And we're gonna run some of the, you know. So what I'm gonna see if this blends pretty well. So now, how do you put the sun? So what you can do is you can do this. So you can go. Because you know it's going down. So now if you go, you might want to scrape some of that off because it's thick. And when you go to, let me take my palette knife, see if I can get some of that off. It used to never work for me, so I'd scrape the... Okay. Okay. I'm hoping this works, so let's see. Let's see what happened. I want to get some of that. I just, you know, gotta make sure I get all. You want to make sure you get all the color off, so then they go. Yeah. Okay, I can live with that. And then when you're gonna, you can also neutralize the, you know, the sun. It reflects. It's orange. It's clouds. So I guess what I do is I can go with that. I just want to make sure that I smooth it out. You want to make sure your sky looks, you know, looks realistic. But again, you're not going to be able to get everything. Yep. And you'll stare at it and look at it and be like, man. But hopefully from that standpoint, it looks. Now, and you may want to put a little bit of blue. Where is my other brush? Did I drop my brush? Yep. Did I? No. So where I have some blue, I may want to put a little bit of blue. And then you're going to put that didn't work the way I wanted it to. All right, let me correct that. Like I said, you can make mistakes and be like, man, I didn't think I wanted that. So what I'll do is I'll just put a little bit more orange back in there. I think it's brighter. There's more brighter orange on the horizon too. So, and then I'm gonna go ahead and I should go up like this here. All right. Yeah. Sometimes, like, you can fiddle with the sunset and be like, yeah, okay, that's it. And you don't. Sometimes you're disappointed, but then what I like to do is I like to brighten. Because you don't want it too dark. You know, you don't want it to be like, okay. And you can fiddle with the painting and be like, you know what, I want yellow. So, but what I want, if I want more yellow, you can go like this. So I have another brush. And yeah, you want to make sure your brushes are dry. All right, so we're just gonna go with that one. I guess, like I said, you see the shadow of it, so I'm going to what did we spend? We spent 25 minutes, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go like that. So, but here's the thing. Now that I take this off, I'm gonna take this is masking tape, and I wanted to separate it. And what I wanted to do there is just make it so. Let's put that down in there. So you can always correct it, because you can always go. Yeah, you can always do that. So now, but here's what I want to do, because I want to do the kind of the ocean, but you don't want it to be totally. You want it to be to where you can actually put land and trees and everything else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another brush. Sorry, guys, I hit the thing. So I'm going to get another brush, and I'm going to mix white and blue. Probably more blue than anything else. Test it out. Let's see. Okay, well, I guess you could do that. It's kind of tropical, you know. A little lighter blue. And so if you look at it, it's kind of cool. It's like at night in, you know, the surf and see on the black painting. I mean, it's still water, but it's like, unfortunately, it's going to look green because and don't necessarily worry about that, because that'll be covered up by land. And so what I try to do is I just say, okay, so I mean, you kind of want to leave So, and you can always cover it up. So you can just, what you want to do is if you feel that it's going to be too much, you can take the yellow off, and then you can add it back in. So right now I'm just taking the yellow off, because when you're doing your surf, then it's going to be all looking green, and I'm not trying to do that. You know, I don't want it to be green. So, yeah, it's going to probably look green, but it's okay. But the cool thing about it is that there's a ridge in the middle of this canvas. You get up there, you're fine. Because you're going to just basically take your towel. Whenever you make a mistake like that and you get up too high, I do it all the time. All you do is you can take and wipe it off. And then, you can fix it. And it's not the easiest to do. It really isn't. When you're looking at trying to do a seascape, but when you're doing your seascape, obviously waves and stuff like that, you don't want it to be, you want it to stop because land is going to be here but you also want some darker, so if you want to fix that, all you have to do is you can take white, fix that, and then fix that. It's just, you want to make sure that you're trying to hide all the green. And you can bring it back in because you're going to want it to. All right, so. Now, what I'm going to do, sorry about that, guys, I'm just going to pick up one of those. I actually got to do a little touch up. So, the good thing about it is you got small brushes, which trying to make my sun a little bit. Yeah, you gotta be careful when you're doing that because your sun won't look like a sun anymore. It'll look like a pancake. I don't want to do that. So you can put yellow in. Yep, so then that's when you take your, then you can take your brush and go. Yeah, you're gonna have a little bit of hue now. If you want to echo the sun a little bit, and you can do it like this. So if you do that, that's okay. You want to make them. I mean, obviously you don't want to make them too straight because you want it to mirror. Oh yeah, you want the green. That's what I was getting right there. So once you start hitting that blue, you're going to start getting that green, and you don't want to do that. So there you go. So yeah, you can see the reflection in there, which is pretty cool because Now what you're going to do is you kind of want to use a regular brush. Yeah, a lot of times I guarantee you it is, and some of our painters out there, it is hard to talk and paint. Yeah, there you go. That's kind of like your reflection. I guess we're just going to go with it. I mean, it's weird because I really should make the sun a little darker if it's going to reflect darker on the, you know what I mean? There you go. And you can wait till that dries a little bit and then you can mix it in, because right now if you do it, it's going to smear. So when I get to that point, that's when I said, well, do I want land? Well, sure I do. So with that being said, you want to probably I would take a fan brush, or what I want to do is take a fan brush and then come like get my brown. And you can go like that. So keep in mind when you're doing land, you want it to act like it's coming towards you, but you don't want to. And so we're going to continue the land like right here. So you can also do the surf, and we're going to do that too, because you're going to want the land, you're going to want the surf, and you can even do that over here. And I think we're going to do that too. But like, well, like this. It's like, but there you're just going to put it like there's land there. But what I want to do now that I've gotten that, and I probably want to, I want to put greenery. I want to put that's, I mean, or you can do sand. Do I want to do sand? Do I want to be, do I want it to be beachy? So if you take brown and yellow, and white. Brown, yellow, and white. Let's see. I think you're going to get a cool tan. No, that didn't work because I just got blue in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try, because what I want to do is I've got actually, I think what I got is some tan, I hope. I got these little paints. Nah, maybe this is close. I got these little things of paints. Yeah, and those work too. But because you don't want to buy a tube of tan paint. Okay, that'll work. I've probably got to lighten that up. Oh, where's my whites? But yeah, so whenever we go on a trip, we just went on a trip to Memphis. That, my friends, is an experience. And of course, my wife is an Elvis nut. And I don't mean that in a mean way, because Elvis is pretty cool. Um, but she has a lot of things of Elvis memorabilia. She's got a couple old license plates that he had, that they were selling. And it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm not into things like that, but we did go to Memphis for kind of like a anniversary. We didn't go when it was COVID, so now we're going to go. So the cool thing about it is, they have it all done up. We got to see Graceland. Graceland isn't as big as you think it is. I mean, I was impressed, but not impressed. And I think especially after Lisa Marie passed away, she really wanted to go. And, I said, yeah, that's, we should do that. That's actually pretty cool. So, and so when she passed away, it was kind of like, oh, she really wanted to go see her. And I'm like, see where they're buried. And, Lisa Marie, of course, is buried next to her son, who passed away as well. We're going to put some, I'm just going to go ahead and go like this. But yeah, it was a fun trip. The one thing I didn't like is you have tour guides for everything, right? Tour guide. So this tour guide, I don't know if he's trying to sound like Elvis, but when you're wearing those headphones, it almost seems irritating. You know what I mean? It's almost like, oh God. Yeah. So basically, I'm hoping this is a sandy color, beachy color, because I'm gonna put some white ripples and stuff like that in it. But I wanted to have, because we're gonna have down here, it's gonna be like foliage, and we're gonna have some palm trees and that kind of thing. So that is the goal, and we're doing okay in time. I just wanted to, and the goal isn't to try to see how much I can cram. I really want to make this painting so it's decent. A lot of times when you paint, you're going to cover things up, so don't worry if things don't look perfect, because it used to bother me when I'd see like Bob Ross paint something. He had painted this cool mountain, and then he covered it up with big trees. I'm like, well, why didn't you just make the big trees and save yourself some time? Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and take a fan brush, and I'm going to see if I can make some, like ripples with a fan brush. Okay, let's try this. I'm not sure what color, but yeah, so we got to see it. I mean, Memphis, outside of Graceland, it's scary. It really is. A lot of your main attractions or tourist attractions, it's not as like, and I'm not saying to be, it's not as like posh as you think it should be, because just like every place, every city has its tough areas. It's got its rich areas, yuppie areas, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to see if I can. Yeah, they got their their blight areas and things like that, but. but for the most part, you know, so I discovered that, but it was good. It was a good trip. And then from there, we went to this like Elvis museum because they have this new exhibit. Well, they have this huge exhibit, like with all the Elvis stuff, and I mean, it's actually pretty cool. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I was kind of blown away by all the things they had. So now, what I learned, and I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to give it that old college try. So, looking at some of the painters, what they did was they went and kind of looks like, I don't know, kind of looks like the when the waves go back out. You know, I kind of like it. I like it. I might make a little bit more ripply stuff in the water, kind of like. Yeah, I mean, you want to make it realistic, but that's about. I mean, so what I'll do is I'll put some green because you know you want it to be a little bit of greenery back there. You don't want it to be where it's just. So I'm going to take some sage and some. So like right here. Yeah. So yeah, you just want to be like. What I'm doing is I'm trying to make, like, you can call them trees or grasses or what have you. I'm going to try to see if I can get some, like, palm trees back there. And that's the reason why I did that. So, with that being said, you can use your palette knife. And let me get my palette knife. But yeah, so when you go on trips and, you pack and I mean, of course, we are like super super organized when it comes to that. Like, we have everything we need, and it's actually pretty cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to see. All right, so I got some little. Looks like they look like trees. I'm just trying to make sure that. So now, this is the tricky part. So I have this brush here. Fan brushes are the best when you're trying to make palm trees. And so I got the white brush, the one I had, and I want to create. All right, so what I'm trying to do is like, and then as you get closer, you kind of want to do more. You might want to do more with this brush. So this is the smaller brush, so you're going to want to get more green, and then you could go. Yeah, I don't want that much green. So, here, paint thinner. And then you can go like this. Yeah, you gotta you're gonna have to kind of simulate little, I'm gonna have to get a little finer brush. Yeah, if you can see that, it's actually coming out pretty nice because you want to mimic palm trees, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do. So if you go like that, yeah, so you can kind of make out palm trees. But what I want to do is I want to do bigger palm trees. So what Bob Ross did, and I didn't do it. I should actually do it now. Well, I need a skinnier brush. Let me try something. Sorry. But yeah, so we went on some cool vacations. All right. What I realized I needed is more. Let me try to. I don't know if I can do it. I need a brush that is going to allow me to mimic the water. So let's do this. Kind of like the reflections going back that way. That's kind of what I wanted to do. But now back to the tree. So you can kind of make out that those are palm trees in the corner, like right there. So, all right, so what I'm going to do is right here where it's white, So really trees. So over here, I mean, I imagine we can do trees. You kind of don't want to overdo it, but you can take trees because those are going to be covered up. So what I want to do along the bottom, this is what I like the most about painting like this, because it allows you to try different things. Now, my green, also yellow, white, green. All right. Got me some cadmium yellow. See, when you mess with cardboard, the good thing about it is you don't, you can throw it away. I don't have to clean. It allows me to do more paintings. So keep in mind, just and since you have don't worry about it, it's not going to look like this when you're done. Because you want to go ahead and then you're going to add some green. So we add the yellow, and now we're going to. But you can also add paint thinner. So greenery, bushes, you just want to make sure you're filling your spaces up. And then you can pretty much go where you want with it. All I'm going to do is just trying to fill the space. I mean, that's kind of like my idea of a sunset. It's probably not the prettiest, but nobody said it would be. I'm going to take my liner brush and I'm going to make some taller grasses, darker grasses, and and you'd be surprised when it dries. It's like, oh yeah, I meant to do that. Then it looks like you tried to. So with that being said, since I got the greenery in there, I'm gonna go for the palm tree. Now, wish me luck. Generally, you go like this, and I'll get a little bit of, because you want it to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go okay. Yeah, that one, and then I want to put one on the opposing side. Okay. And then when you do it that way, So now you go for your fan brush and you make your palms. Now this I like doing. I'm just hoping it's going to work out the way I want. So let's give it a go. So you want to go okay. Okay, and then you go palm trees aren't bad to make. They're easier than I thought, but yeah. So what you want to make sure they look real. There you go. So then you go here, and you're gonna go. And you're gonna go here. You can, I mean, you're gonna fix up anything that you don't like. Yeah, whenever you start getting brown in there, then you're like, but you can always fix it up. Okay, and you're gonna tweak it, like I'm gonna tweak it, as I always do, and you know that, because I'm like, no. Yeah. Let me go and brighten that up, make that bigger. So there we go. So this is my idea. I'm going to touch it up, and I'm going to add some, probably do a little bit more refining, but that's my vision. I got my inspiration from Disney. I hope you guys like it. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you for episode 7. Thank you. Thanks for watching.